Hello everyone, Volrest here, and in this videos I'm gonna talk about introducing the Steamworks API into your project. At this moment I have published 2 games on Steam, and in both of them I use the Steamworks API. If you are developing games for PC, it does not matter it is for a Windows, macOS or Linux, you're probably using Steam because it's the largest and most convenient platform for developers. And if you want to publish your game on Steam, you should use the services that Steam gives to you. Of course, no one will forbid you to release your own game without achievements, stats or other things. But at least this is disrespect to your players and also you lose huge potential that Steam provides. Steamworks offers great opportunities for developers, from small things like a pulse on overrate activated to big things like a lobby, matchmaking or voice chat. I think you have no doubt about using Steamworks, so let's talk about process of integrating Steamworks into your project. In my case, I use Unity and C# language. Officially, WoW provides a library for the C++ language, and this is logical because most AAA projects are developed using this language. But what do indie trash developers like me do? That's right, look for a wrapper to work with the C++ library using C# code. Steamworks documentation has a separate section where you can find solutions for languages such as ActionScript, C#, D, Java, JavaScript, Python and Rust. I'm interested in C#, so I reviewed with all available solutions. There are only 2 of them. The first one is the brainchild of FacePunch, called FacePunch Steamworks. With all due respect to Gary Newman, his another fucking C# Steamworks implementations is really fucking bullshit and works in much the same way as Rust. For a long time I tried to implement some features using FacePunch Steamworks, but when Biba took the stone I realized that this way is a bad idea. Since everything is simplified in FacePunch version so much that some functions stop working altogether. Let's move on to the second solution. And this is Steamworks.net from guy whose name is Riley Labrick. He did not do unnecessary work, and the realization of this solution is very similar to the work of the original library. So let's get started installing it. To get started, go to steamworks.github.io, and at the installation section we are graded by the installation instructions for Steamworks.net for Unity and for the rest of the engines. In section Unity instructions we are interested in a link to the latest releases. Here we download Unity package of the latest version. At the moment it is a 13.0.0. Now I go to the Unity hub and create a new project for tests. After creating the project, go to Assets, Import Package and select Custom Package. In the open window, select the package that you just downloaded and import it with marks in all checkboxes. Go to Project folder and now we see a new text document called Steam App ID. If you have already paid the application fee, then you have already been given the App ID of your game. You can find out your App ID in the dashboard on the site or directly on the Steam store. App ID is public information about your game and anyone can find it out. By default, text document has App ID 480. This is App ID of Space War, game from Valve, which implements almost all, if not all, functions that the Steamworks API provide. Of course, you can also use this App ID for test until you get your App ID, but in this case some functions will be difficult to test. After you import the package and specific App ID, you need to restart the project so that all settings are successfully applied. Now I have to create an object on the main stand with which the game begins. For convenience I call it Steam Manager and add a component with the same name to it. The best way it is using separate objects, since Steam Manager itself is a single-tone implementation. It means that object will follow you from first scene to any other scene, and you always can call an instance methods to get information from it. For example, you can check the init state. And despite the fact that the developer of Steamworks.net says that you cannot access the instance in the awake method, he makes an even more serious mistake in his examples by accessing it from the onEnable method. And if you haven't got it in your mind why this isn't right, you probably need to research the information about method execution queue. Simply put, do not use Steam Manager in code before the start method. After looking at the Steam Manager implementation, you can really understand how it works. Now we can proceed to testing whether we did everything right. I will create another object on the Steam and name it Steamscripts, and create a special script for it called Steamscript and add it onto the object. I'll slightly correct the standard code that the writer created, and in order not to overload this video, let's start with the simplest one. Check the init. In the start method I will display a message with the current init status. Let's start the game in the editor and see that everything works successfully. At the same time, if we go to the Steam, we will see that we are in the game, that app ID of which we put to the text document. There is one crazy bug that influences me. Even if I stop the game in the editor, Steam will think that I'm still in it. This will continue until I completely close Steam or Unity. If we stop our game, we will still be in it. So if you got the message, then congratulations, you imported everything and configured it correctly. If it does not appear, try using app ID 480. Everyone has this game by default. If something doesn't work even with this app ID, review this video and repeat it again. Now, after successful preparation, in the next videos I will show you how work with the Steam stats, achievements, leaderboards and maybe other things. You can find a link to this playlist and other useful playlists in the description. Smash subscribe and bell for does not miss the next videos. I will be grateful if you rate these videos, tell your friends about it and write a comment, it is really necessary for me. I hope you enjoy it, see you next time!